Good morning and welcome. Glad you could join us today. So let's jump right in, finishing up our discussion on Mac OS Sonoma. We're up to 14.3 or maybe more. We'll talk about that a little later. So this is Go for Lunch for February 20th, 2024. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and we are here to make your technology work for you. This is, got a little carried away there, National Love Your Pet Day. So I'm sure you love your pet every day, whether it be a dog or a cat or a rabbit or one of these little guys here. I think maybe one of those is a guinea pig and maybe one's a hamster. Or it could even be your own Komodo dragon. So no matter what kind of pet you have, today is the day to give them a little extra special love. So let's start at the beginning. This is the startup screen for Sonoma, and there are some changes here that you should be aware of. Obviously, you can see that there's a clock now, and the day and the date is right up here, front and center. Now the sign-on used to be in the middle. Now it's down at the bottom. And when you first sign on, you'll only see your main sign-on. And then when you click on that, it will show any other accounts, including your guest user account. Those will appear once you click down here on the main account. Now you can change that. So you can go to the lock screen settings, which is in your system settings. And then the easiest way to get there once you get into system settings is just to search for probably LOC is all you'd have to type in. And that would take you to the lock screen, which looks like this. So let's go over what you can do to customize your lock screen. So we have the screensaver will start when you've been inactive for 20 minutes. You can adjust that time. It will turn the display off when inactive. I've got it set for 29 minutes. You can require a password after the screensaver begins or the display is turned off. I don't want that to happen, so I have it set as never. So you can turn on the clock, and the option here is to have it in the screensaver as well, or not have it at all. I turned on 24-hour time. I did not turn on password hints. You can also set up a message when your screen goes into lock mode. So you would turn it on here and then click on set and type a message. You could put in like a holiday greeting or whatever you want there. And then when you're switching to a different user, you have a choice of listing the users or name and password. And then you also can show the sleep, restart, and shut down buttons if you want. Now, those have switched, so we're going to look at our display over here. So you probably can't see my cursor, so I'm going to point to it. So up here in the upper right hand corner, there's a little circle with a vertical line at the top. That's the on or power button symbol that you see lots of places. And so when you click on that like this, you get the choice to restart, shut down, or go to sleep. So that's a little different than where it used to be at the bottom of the screen. So I realize it's hard to see that, but just be aware of that. And welcome, Diana. So on the keyboard, we have some changes, some additions. They've improved the autocorrect accuracy. We probably all experienced the fact that autocorrect doesn't actually work the way we thought it should work, but now it's supposed to be better. And now they've added inline typing predictions. So you'll be typing along and you'll see a word appear after the last word that you typed, sometimes more than one word, and it'll be kind of in a gray text, and you hit the space bar to accept that, or you just keep typing to ignore it. In messages, they've improved the search, which search can always be better, and you can also refine your search as you go, so you can tweak the search criteria as you go, which should be handy. Security has been enhanced with improvements to lockdown mode. Now, most of us probably won't use lockdown mode. It is designed for people that might be in high places, journalists, politicians, corporate leaders, somebody that would be targeted. And so if you might be eligible or a candidate to use lockdown mode if you are having cyber attacks. So I have one client right now that's experiencing some attacks on her financial accounts, so lockdown mode might be appropriate. But normally you wouldn't use lockdown mode. Just be aware that it's there, and hopefully you'll never need it. So another security improvement is the simplified use of two-factor authentication on websites. So now when you're using Safari, it will automatically fill in that 6-digit code that they either text you or email you, and it will clean up after itself by automatically deleting that email or that text message. So that is a real nice feature and an encouragement. If you haven't already, wherever possible, turn on that two-factor authentication to give that extra layer of security. Now, the TV app, whether you're using it on the Apple TV device or it is also included on most late model flat screen TVs, has a change. There's no separate movies and TV show tab anymore. It is all under the Store tab. And the Watch Now is gone, and that is included in the Home tab. So those changes to Apple TV. The weather app now on Sonoma has a nice little change. You can see the wind and the rain on the map. Now, you've had this option on your iPhone and your iPad, but now it's coming to your Mac. So it looks like this. So it's in the upper right-hand corner. You see the 3 little stacked squares. When you click on that, then you get a choice of precipitation, temperature, air quality, or wind. Now, you can only have one of those on at a time. So you have to choose which one you want. And this is when you see this when you tap on the map. So you have to enlarge the map before you will see this little stack icon here. In the clock, you can now have multiple timers. So that can be handy. And it's kind of, should I say, not too logical. Intuitive is the word I was looking for. Not too intuitive of how to turn off those timers. But the way you turn them off is when the timer is up, a notification window will pop up in the top right corner of your screen, and then you'll have that little option button in the lower right-hand corner of that pop-up, and that's where you turn it off. So just be aware of that. If you use multiple timers, that's how you turn them off. It doesn't have any way to turn them off in the clock app. So that brings us to questions. If you haven't already, please type your questions or your comments in the comment section there on YouTube. And do me a big favor, if you would share the GoFor Gazette with anybody you know that uses Apple devices. And of course, the GoFor Gazette is our newsletter that comes into your email every Monday morning about 7 o'clock. Now, there is an update to macOS 14. It's 14.3.1. The main thing that has been fixed there is some people were having a problem with text appearing on top of other text. So that bug has been fixed. So if you're not on automatic updates, which is what we suggest, just in case the update breaks something, this update seems to be fine. So go ahead and update to 14.3.1 in your system settings under General and Software Update. But wait, there's more. Tucson Macintosh User Group meets tonight, and there will be a good presentation on passkeys. We've talked about it in the past. They're supposed to replace usernames and passwords eventually, and it's in progress now. So get the latest update on passkeys by joining us tonight. And there'll also be a presentation on the new stolen device protection, which we've talked about, but it would be good to review that if you haven't turned it on yet. So the TMUG meeting is a Zoom meeting, and the link for that is in the Gopher Gazette. It's the 99th annual Tucson Rodeo Parade, the longest non-mechanized parade in the world. And there is a new route this year. It's going to start at 12th and Drexel and then head over to the Old Nogales Highway and then go north. Apparently, the Union Pacific decided they weren't going to stop their trains as they have in the past during the rodeo parade, so they had to change the route. So it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. So if you wanted to go see the rodeo parade in person, just search the internet for 2024 Tucson Rodeo Parade. You'll get the exact route. Looks like there'll be lots of places where you can sit there and see all the color, see all the horses in person. Or if you would rather, you can go to www.kold.com/live at 9 o'clock on Thursday and watch it on your TV. So, the little coming attraction there. Okay, so what do we got here as far as questions? So, Susan says that she had a bug, and so did Melissa. Really annoying. So that was the text overlap problem. So, but it's gone now. So they did fix it. So that's great that the update fixed the bug. We probably won't have any significant features in updates from now on. And of course, the new operating system will be announced at the Worldwide Developers Conference in June, but it won't be available until September if it works as normal. And Leslie Ann says, do we wait until the 1 becomes a 3, or does it only matter in the second position? Great question. Yes, it's the second position where we want to see the 3. And you can, usually I wait a few days and then I do a search on the internet. I would search for problems with macOS 14.3.1 and see if anybody's having any trouble. And if I don't see any chatter about it on the internet, then I'll go ahead and update. And of course, I'll let you know when a good time to update, or if there are any problems. So I see somebody has given us a thumbs up. Thank you. Feel free to join in there. That helps YouTube show our videos to more people. So if you have anything you'd like to learn more about, you can email me or call me, and that information will be coming up momentarily. So have a great rest of your week, and we will see you here next Tuesday at high noon for another GoFor Lunch. Have a great day.